Welcome to this radio channel, and this is the shortwave radio propagation outlook and solar activity for the end of the week, September the 6th and 7, 8, 9, 2018. So what is it going to look like in the next few days and for the weekend, where a lot of people do some listening? Conditions have been rather quiet with a little bit of unsettled conditions. You can see here some of the conditions this morning. K-index moved to 4. That kind of troubled radio propagation a little bit. I saw a couple of posts from people saying, hey, I'm not receiving the signals I hear usually and as strong as usual. There's a little bit of unsettled conditions, but things seem to be calming down right now. But that said, what is going to be a major player for our weekend is probably this big coronal hole here. So you see it's right there. This is where solar wind is actually being sent out towards us at a faster speed. And this might trigger some minor geomagnetic storming. At this time of year, especially when we're getting close to the equinox, actually the Earth's magnetic field is more sensitive at this time of year to solar wind gusts. So a small wind gust might actually trigger a bigger geomagnetic storm than when we had, for example, for the same wind gust in July, for example. So this is something to look for. It might actually trigger some unsettled to minor geomagnetic storming. That's possible. The solar wind associated with this hole is supposed and expected to arrive starting around September 7th. So tomorrow, September 6th, might be Thursday, September 6th, might actually be not too bad. But as we'll get into the weekend, we might start getting unsettled conditions on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because of the wind that will blow from this hole. Now, a coronal hole, it's not like a big coronal mass ejection or a big solar flare. It doesn't trigger as strong activity most of the time. So there will be ups and downs. There will be periods of activity where the geomagnetic field might become unsettled and signals will tend to be maybe a little weaker. But there will be periods in there where for a couple of hours or for a few hours it might be not too bad at all. So it's worth listening, of course, and it's worth looking at what's going to happen. Apart from that, the sun is very quiet, had no sunspots. We had no sunspots for a few days now. Typical solar minimum conditions, if you want. And, of course, we'll be checking that out as time goes by. Conditions, of course, today a little bit unsettled. I didn't do a lot of listening. I was mostly in the VHF, UHF range today. But, from what I've listened a little bit today, there didn't seem to be that many signals, or signals weren't as strong as usual, so probably because of the unsettled conditions. So expect that tomorrow might not be too bad. Tomorrow, Thursday, September the 6th. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there could be some unsettled conditions, unfortunately, due to the coronal hole and the solar wind associated with that. Of course, solar flux, 68, under 70. You tend to stay on the lower frequencies. That said, always take a listen to the high frequencies. You never know when, unusual conditions like sporadic E-skip might happen. So check that out for sure. You never know what could happen. Even though there are less of these conditions at this time of year, it tends to be more of a June, July phenomena and a little bit around December, January. It doesn't mean it won't happen. It can happen at any time, so have a listen. You never know what could happen. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.